Decision 2016, no results in yet tonight from the Nevada Republican caucuses. They're underway right now.
That's right, but if early polling is correct, Donald Trump will walk away with another win. Of course, we will have the results for you just as soon as they come in overnight, and you can look for them on Local 4 News today.
One Republican candidate skipped Nevada and instead spent his evening here in Michigan. There's Rubio making a late campaign stop here. Testimony perhaps to how important the Michigan primary could end up being.
That's right. Our Mara McDonald in Grand Rapids tonight sat down one-on-one with the senator, and Mara, he had a good turnout.
He had easily between 1,500 to 2,000 supporters show up here, which is the most I have seen for any GOP candidate who's come to the state, with the exception of Donald Trump. The capacity crowd was fired up for Rubio, and so was he.
2 weeks of time, we will take another step towards replacing Barack Obama as president.
Rubio needs to hustle here if he's going to make a strong showing. Our recent polling has him in third place, a good 14 points behind Donald Trump. Rubio agreed to a one-on-one interview with me. My first question out of the gate, what would he say directly to a Trump or Kasich voter here in Michigan to change their minds?
We can't just nominate someone to make a point. We've got to vote to make a difference. I am the only one left in the Republican field that can unite the Republican Party, as I've proven this week by bringing people on board that weren't initially with me. I'm the only one in this race that can grow the Republican Party.
Rubio told the crowd he's not going to seek re-election to the Senate. He also came out in favor of term limits for Congress and the judiciary. You said that you're either going to be private citizen Marco Rubio or you're going to be President Marco Rubio. In any of, let's assuming it's private citizen, do you want to be part of a Republican Party that has Donald Trump as a nominee?
Well, he's not going to be the nominee. And I think that's one of the things we'll have to confront here, is that our Republican Party needs to be a party that isn't just unified, but that is growing, that is bringing new people in, that is vibrant like our country is. And that's what drives me every day. I think what's at stake here is our identity as a country, but within that, I think there's a debate about what kind of Republican Party we're going to be in the 21st century.
Speaking of the GOP frontrunner, the crowd that came here was not his crowd. These were either longtime Rubio supporters or these were Bush supporters who were coming over and joining the Rubio camp. Talk to Donald Trump in this crowd? They weren't interested. We're in Grand Rapids. Mara McDonald, Local 4.